Hello everybody. Today in the morning around 4 o'clock when I left for a walk in nature, the river spirits, the tree spirits, the rock spirits, the air, they all guided me to speak more about the date that I went recently, on with a guy. So they wanted me to share more about it so that I am sure someone needs to learn something about it. Okay, so I'm Jyoti, your spiritual bestie, your spiritual guide. I make 5 magic videos every week, videos that supports you, makes you more conscious, more confident, helps you in stepping into your more confident energy, fearless energy. So definitely subscribe to my channel. Do not leave this without subscribing. All right, now let's begin the video. So recently I went on a date with a guy who I matched with on Bumble. Now I am somebody who has not been dating for past many years because I grew up in a house wherein a man in my, like, not a man but all of men were very abusive. My uncle, my father, my cousins, everybody. Okay, they will tell me, hey, you're not beautiful, and they will talk to me in a very humiliating way. So that like completely destroyed my self-confidence. Also, every woman in my lineage, every woman, be it on my father's side or on my mother's side, all of them, like literally each one of them, feels so unsafe with their partners, with their husbands. They all, like literally each one of them, feels constantly will have this behavior of pleasing a man so that a man can keep bringing food and home and money into the house. They can keep listening to her, all that kind of. None of them believes that they are worthy of love and to be taken care of just because they exist. None of them believe that. So there's this lot of unsafety a women feel. Okay, and the pattern of deep shame, deep self-hatred amongst within the women goes like, it's so like century old and it's very dense. Okay, so now because of that, I in my college days or when I was younger, right now I'm 28, I'm still very young, but like when I was much younger than this, because of growing up in this kind of home, this kind of chaotic environment, I also would, please a man. Even if a man will tell you like, hey Jyoti, I don't want to do anything with you, I'm not interested in you at all, I would still do something, give them gifts and like message them just so that I can convert their no into yeses. And like every guy I would initiate with, and it's like very one of, because the trauma around men and with the relationship with the men in my generation and with me in my personal life as well is so deep that one of my deep desire is to have a very fulfilling relationship with the man, but also fulfilling relationship with myself, that I believe in myself. I believe that yes, I'm worthy of love and connection, which I do now, but I know there's still much more cleansing that needs to happen. So anyway, because I've been doing self-love, self-care, healing my trauma, rewriting my beliefs, doing the mindset work and all of that for the past 4 or 5 years, not dating at all. Sometimes I would get bored, so I would want to chat with a guy, but like nothing turned into anything. And like I was just very focused on my healing. Now recently I was like, okay, let me download Bumble again. I feel like I'm in a much healthier mindset. So I matched with a guy and he's like, hey, let's catch up. I was like, cool. And so I have a rule that I will only meet a guy where I would want to meet him, or the place that I am familiar with. If a guy tells me that, hey, I know this really nice place, maybe we can go catch up there, I would not travel to see a guy. That's not my thing. Okay, now that's not my thing. Earlier I would, I left my job and traveled back to the guy who said like, I don't want anything to do with you. Okay, earlier that was a pattern, but now I've learned better, so I don't like to travel to a guy. So, and I just like for first few days I just really wanna go where I know the place. So I told him like, hey, I go on on this walk in nature, like it's basically a hike every day with my dog. If you want, you can join. So he said okay. So he came, and throughout the our conversation, the best thing was nature, like because we were walking in nature and then we sitting around the river, and that is best. Okay, now from his side, no, like he was talking about his past, his strong his sadness, how he's very disappointed that he had to leave US and come back here and all of that. Now Spirit wanted me to share this with you so that we all can learn something about it. This video is not about hating on a guy. This video is about learning from him. Okay, so he kept talking about his sadness, his regrets. Why? Because in his life he does not have a proper space to, like, share his sadness with, his failures with, his disappointment with, his like fear around so much change that he went through, like moving from US to here now, and he does not know with his like no like solid stability with the job and all of that, and how like betrayal that he feels around with people, because everyone was just like drinking, connecting over a drink, so there was not real genuine connection. So all this pain he does not have anybody to share with. So now he is coming on a date and like sharing it with me, all of it. A healthier thing could be him having a therapist or him having a healthy habit of journaling every day, because our journal is a safe space where we empty ourselves of all the pain, of all sadness, all fears, anxieties, worries, okay, and we step into the power, we come into the present moment, okay. But that wasn't the case for him. So I was holding a strong compassion for him. I was like, cool. And then another thing, he's like not genuinely, I mean, he did few things, which is I could just make out that he's not the person to be trusting, I can trust. Anyway, which is why, because he was not feeling safe, in his life, which is why he was like living with those kind of beliefs and all. Because when people are in fear and they live in separation, or they feel unsafe, whether in regards to like, okay, their financial situation or their home situation, or the relationships that they have in life with friends or families, if they are feeling unsafe and there's so much of chaotic energy in any of those areas, a person will become, imagine a dog, if a dog is surrounded by like very abusive people and has been constantly abused and beaten up for 5-6 years, after that, even if you have a very kind heart and you want to love a dog, you go towards him, he will look at you as a monster, okay, because dog is in fear because of his experience. Same goes with all men and all women and all children. When we are in fear and separation, we try to look at other human and we try to manipulate them, gaslight them, take advantage of them, or slyly find a way to get things from them, and when you are doing it very slyly, like, okay, you may want, suppose you're a man and you may want a sex from a woman. So one thing could be like, hey, I'm here, you would be very honest on a chat, like, I just want to have sex. Now a girl would say no, but then because you're being honest, universe will align you with a woman who will okay with having a sex with you, a casual sex with you, okay, because she's also looking for that. But if someone is doing it in a very sly way, meaning they are trying to get something from a person who is not okay with offering that. Suppose you need money from me, you'll be like, oh, I need money, but like, I will not be okay to give, so you will find a sly way. Rather, you should be finding someone who can actually give it to you happily, alright. That's what the thing is. So I could see that slyness in him. And I see that it with a lot of compassion, okay, not because I see that in me. I was in fear a lot of times. I still, like, sometimes when I have to, like, because my father is paying for my rent and everything, I have to, like, I get very nervous, asking him, or I have to find ways of sweet talk and all of that. And I'm, like, really praying hard to get out of this pattern and becoming financially independent. Anyway, so yeah, we all can, we all need to learn from this story that we have to have space, so that for our emotions, so that we are not trauma dumping on people that we are going on dates with, okay. And by the way, if we do not have our finances and all of that right, so rather we should be focusing on just on that, okay. Or if you are dating, date from a perspective, let the other person know that I will only commit once I'm financially at a good place. Or if you find a guy, who's okay to take responsibility, which is well and good, but you have to be very direct, like, hey, I need a man who is willing to take the full responsibility of me financially and very happily, instead of, like, manipulating a guy into, like, you need to find a guy who is also looking for a woman he can take care of, okay. And if you're a man, get your finances right, get your finances sorted, only then go out and date. My purpose of being on the this is because I need to learn how to communicate with a guy, because of a lot of abuse that I went through and a lot of sexual trauma that I went through. I get very nervous and scared around guys. So for me to just go on dates and have a conversation, it just empowers me, to be confident and to say what I want and all of that. So it's that practice for me, and I am very honest with the dates that I go on, and or with the people that I chat with. Yeah. So let me know. I shared the story. And also, when the guy was he did not show up with the flower. Oh damn it, I did not tell you the main thing. He did not come with a flower. By the way, you will be surprised that any date I have went on so far, no one has bought me the flowers, because my standards were so low. Energetically, I feel so unsafe to receive anything with a man, because it always came with a string attached or something like that. But I have been changing that pattern, and I have seen the change. I have seen the change in the kind of men that I now attract. Of course, as a human being, as a woman, you will attract all kind of men, good men and bad men, always, regardless of how amazing your mindset working and energy you are in. But yeah, when you are in good energy and your mindset about and your beliefs about yourself is really right, the amount of bad experience you have and trauma you have experience in dating becomes far, far, far less. Like, yeah, okay. And so now, I've seen the mindset work that I have done, the confidence work that I have done on me, and the beliefs work that I have been doing on me, and the self-care. I have seen the change, like, in men. But also, like, now that superficial attraction doesn't, I'm like, I in my life, I will only be able to fall for a man who is like you, who can show, like, I am emotionally present, who can show over and over again that he keeps his words, he's emotionally present, he's, you know, goes out of the way to make me feel special. This guy that I went on date with did not even come up with the flowers. I was the one who was, like, looking around, like, okay, let me find a place to sit and all. Maybe I chose the place. I said that, okay, we are going to be going on walk, so I understand. But still, masculine energy, I saw the lack of it. And yeah, and when he was leaving, he's like, you can text me if you want to catch up or think. And I was like, no. So when I came back, I was like, I want to give a feedback to people so that they don't, like, not everyone is looking for feedback, because some people are just dating to time pass, but some people who are dating in a very empowered way, they do want a feedback. Now in a feedback I could say like, I find you very childlike. Now the other person could say, could realize, yes, I'm very childlike and there's nothing wrong with it, maybe that's not her type, you know. Things like that. Or maybe I can give a feedback to a guy like that, I find you very, I feel like you are very, no, I can say like, I am looking for somebody who is who has a good height. By the way, I my personal my personal preference, I'll let you know, I'm just giving you an example. I could say I'm looking for a guy who's tall. So then a guy could think, okay, she's looking for a guy who's tall and I have a short height, or I have a medium average height, so I don't have to feel any bad about it, I don't have to feel anything bad about it. It's just me, very confident people will be able to take feedback in a very healthy way. Okay, when like earlier, by the way, someone has told me that I'm very childlike, and they told me in a very bad way, like you're very childlike, in a very disappointed way. And that time I was not very confident or believes in myself. I'm talking about like 6-7 years ago. Okay, and then I was like, I started to hate the word childlike. I'm like, he called me childlike, I'm so childlike, yeah, this and that. But now I'm okay. So anyway, when we came back from a date, I just like I texted the guy that I'm going to block him, because it's just I didn't find I don't feel like we connect. I didn't see you as a romantic connection, and when I don't see someone as a romantic connection, I don't like to keep them on socials or something. Also from Bumble we moved to Facebook. I do not share numbers on Bumble. Okay, with like, I have a very slow process. I can move to Facebook. I don't even share my Instagram, because I use my Instagram a lot. Like, I post my regular activities, I properly, it's my platform to inspire people. So I'm constantly sharing what's going on. I don't want some random dude to, I mean, yeah, it's on Instagram, like the followers are random, but my intention for my people in my, like the people who follow me, is for them to be my soul tribe and like good energy. Okay, so I just like, I don't share my Instagram also with everybody, but people who do find me on Instagram through my reels and posts and stories, they are more than welcome. I love them. They will follow me because they connect with my content and the wisdom that I share. So I'll just, because Facebook I don't use much, I'll just use to chat, and it's very a person cannot see you very much on Facebook, cannot, if they want to know, they have to plan to meet and to, or to speak on call over Facebook only. Okay, so yeah, and so I did not share my number with him, so that was not very, by the way, all the mindset work that I have done and the confidence work I've done over the years, I have seen that I just say no directly. I'm like, I'm not okay with sharing that. I don't feel interested. I don't feel the connection. I don't like that. I would not be okay with that. I say all these things very easily, and I realize that I am in charge. Like, I have a right to say no. Because I grew up in a home wherein if someone is abusing you, you have to let it happen. If someone is like slapping you, you have to let it happen. If someone is hurting you, you have to let it happen. We can never say no. We can never say, hey, stop. That was like my mindset for 25 years. But now, like, it's changing, and slowly I'm also learning more about my boundaries. We don't know our boundaries when we grow up in emotionally dysfunctional homes. like what is okay and what is not okay. Many things that we learned are okay in our childhood, actually not okay. So as an adult, when you start to connect with yourself and start to practice self care and start healing, you start to learn what is okay and what is not okay uniquely with you. A lot of times we have been taught like, okay, I am okay with like a man treating like that to me, like mothers would say or aunties would say. Like everybody talks like that. I lived my life this way. In my life, this was happening. So we feel like, oh, that should be okay with me too. But then you realize through your healing process, no. If something is okay with somebody, it is not okay with me. Okay. Anyway, to book a one-on-one session with me, link is in the description. Intuitive guidance session, and like if you want to step out of fear, low confidence and trauma and step into your power and confidence, definitely check out the link in the description. I intend to create a safe space for you wherein we can dive deep into the grief, the sadness, the pain that you went through and the trauma, and and together move through that. So that's my intention behind these one-on-one session. I would love to support you. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be connecting with you. Comment down below how this video helped you. What did you learn? Because everyone learned different things from different incidents and stories, and so let me know about that in the comment down below. And I'll see you in another video. So do not forget to subscribe.